Hi, this is Andy Evans, part 6 of making a guitar in your garage. Okay, the last podcast I was just beginning to carve the front of the guitar. I've done that now, I've finished that now. I've also cleaned the edges up here with the router. My bandsaw, my belt sander would not fit into this. It's quite a tight horn here and here. So I had to use the router with the following tool, which I've shown you before. I just did it on the bench and I put the pattern on the back here and I routed from the top and cleaned these up. So that's done. The front is all nice, it's carved. I used a cheap hand plane. I used a rasp and I used the cabinet scraper. I actually, nice tip of the day here, I got some old blades off, I bought them the new blades actually at a discount price because they were clearance. I got 2 blades for €5. These are off a planing machine and these are fantastic. I'm going to attach some handles to the end, but you can bend them and you can use them for carving, you know, like a cabinet scraper. I also have a little cabinet scraper here. So that's how I did it, and then I finished off sanding it. This is a flexible foam pad. It fits onto my sander. This is a festival sander, very expensive, very good sander. If you can afford one of these or get one second hand like I did, you know, get one of these, fantastic. You can attach your vacuum cleaner on the end, and the dust will be extracted through the holes. So you stick that on there like that, it's nice and soft. You put your sanding disc on there, line the holes up. It's the 3M one, which is compatible with Festool. Put that on there, attach your vacuum cleaner to the end, and away you go. And this will this will follow the curve and get you a really nice curve. You can do inside here, get the contours of the radius, fantastic. So I'm quite happy with that radius, it's not too bad. Okay, I made, when I was originally cutting this out, I made a mistake here and I slightly cut into here. So I've repaired that today. Anyway, so maybe, I'm trying to think of the colour that I'm going to do this guitar. Maybe it's going to be a solid colour, or I could do a tobacco. I could put a nice veneer like flame maple on the front and do a tobacco sunburst. If you don't know what tobacco sunburst is, it's yellow in the middle, going out to a dark brown on the outside. So that could hide this repair that I've done. Okay, things like that happen sometimes, and you know, I'm a bit rusty. It's been a long time since I made guitars, 35 years ago. So hopefully things will improve standard, you know. Okay, so the next stage is to do a neck pocket. So I need a centre line on this guitar. So what I'm going to do, I have a centre line on my pattern. This is the pattern. I'm not going to put it on the front because it's going to wobble. I'm going to start from the back like this. So you put this directly on. Once you're happy with it's flush with where you know with the guitar, mark the ends here like this. Mark the end here. Then you would get a square edge, because I'm putting this onto the front now. Mark up there like that. Same again here, like this. Mark that. Then you get your straight edge. It's always good to have a good straight edge. I bought this for €5 from the local supermarket, but you can get really good ones. You know, they go up to €50, €60, and you can get them longer. You know, but this is okay for now. and then you'd join those two up and do your centre line. I'm not going to do it now because I just need to do it a bit better than that, but basically that's how you do your centre line. So once you've got your centre line, I'm going to do a rough, very very rough one here for now. You need to think about what sort of neck, how your neck's going to be fastened onto the guitar. I'm going to do a glued on neck. It's going to be a very very simple strap like hole that I'm going to route. It's going to be glued in. It's going to be routed out here, very very simple, which is like a U shape or a strap. The neck's going to be glued in. I'm going to leave this extra wood here now. That will keep it in the correct place. Afterwards, when the glue's dry, I carve it all the way from the back. So the first thing I've got to decide is where the end of the neck is going to be. It's not normally you would sort of do it around there, where this. I want as much access to the end of the neck as possible. So I think roughly we're going to go about here. Okay, so that's where the end of the neck is going to be. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Looked at it again. The next thing you need is a pattern or a template. This is one I've made earlier. It's basically just like a strat template. When you finish routing, the hole, if it's going to be like a normal guitar, should be 58mm wide. The width across here, right at this end, 58mm here. When I route this, I'll be using my router with a guide fastened onto the router. I don't know if you can see that guide there. This screws into the router here, my plunge router. This will screw into there like this, and when you plunge down, your router is here. You have to calculate the difference. Just look that up a minute. The distance between there and there, and make your pattern that much bigger. It's wise to get make your pattern and try it on a piece of scrap wood first. Make sure you've got 58mm and a nice tight fit for your neck. So you have to make it plus this distance here. You see? So you measure that. I think that's 4 or 5mm. So I'm going to add 4 or 5mm to this. 68. So in total, that's just 10mm smaller than 50. 10mm bigger than 58mm. So that way, if you imagine the machine there, this is going to follow your pattern. This is why I was saying on the earlier podcasts that patterns are very very important. You get these exactly right, and then the rest of the guitar comes out exactly right. So that's the next thing you need to do. Make a template for the neck. I'm going to leave that up to you to do. This is a short and sweet podcast again, because it's very very hot here today. So I'm going to leave that for you to do to the next podcast. Get a nice plywood template made up that you're happy with, that you're going to end up with. Once you've routed with your guide, you're going to end up with a 58mm neck socket. Okay, I'll leave that up to you until next time. If you want to leave me some comments or ideas or questions, please leave me a comment. I'm stuttering today. Please leave me a comment, and I will try to answer any questions. Okay, see you next time.